Savings offer on now, plus our 90-day no-risk home trial. Call 1-800-522-3131. Call now.
The Weather Channel. Live by it. The Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this radio station.
For 20 years, your window on the world outside. From our humble beginnings through events of the century, watch how a passion for weather brought us from pioneer to primetime in the cable industry. Join us for a 20th anniversary special from the Weather Channel, Sunday, May 12th at 8 Eastern and Pacific. Now you can read how we beat the odds in the Weather Channel, the improbable rise of a media phenomenon. Ask for it at your local bookstore.
Now your local forecast on the Weather Channel. And for weather information on over 70,000 cities, go to weather.com.
From the Weather Channel, here's First Outlook.
And look at the widespread damage of tornadoes in southern Maryland. 2 people are dead, dozens injured. A curfew put in place for the protection of survivors. It's a deadly bottom line to a weekend of storms through the eastern United States.
On the positive note, the storms brought much-needed rain to the drought-stricken East Coast. It picked up more than 1.5 inches in New York City. We'll have where you and others stand in the battle against the drought. Good morning. Welcome to First Outlook for Monday, April 29th. I'm Nick Walker.
And I'm Kim Perez. Thanks for joining us, everyone. The time is now 5 a.m. in Pittsburgh, and it's 4 a.m. in Houston. Let's start here in the Northeast, where we had severe weather here as well. Several tornadoes reported in parts of the Mid-Atlantic, even in Pennsylvania, and we'll show you some video here in just a minute. But it's this cold front that came through that brought that severe weather. The good news is it's through now, and we don't have to worry about any more severe weather. But we're also not going to see, well, at least for the next couple of hours, any much-needed rainfall. We did pick up, though, a pretty good amount, I think. You'll be happy to see some of these amounts here, especially here in Millville, New Jersey, where we picked up over 3.5 inches of rain with these showers and thunderstorms. Dover, Delaware, 2.64 inches. Atlantic City, 2.39. Baltimore picked up over 1.5 inches. Washington, D.C., over 1.5 inches. Salisbury picked up 1.35 inches. So good news and bad news. I mean, in Boston, we are, what, 13.77 inches behind. We didn't get too much rainfall out of this one. Here in New York City, 17.54 inches, and in Philadelphia, 14.6 inches behind. This is since 2001. Now, these storms did bring some much-needed rain for some of us, but unfortunately, we also had some severe weather and considerable damage to southern Maryland. 2 died and dozens were hurt after tornadoes touched down on Sunday. One spun through the center of La Plata, Maryland. It even hit the hospital where the injured sought treatment. Schools are closed today, so are some roads, and a curfew is in effect across the region. Now, behind this front, it is still pretty windy, too, and we think the winds will continue to blow today. Now, they're not with severe weather, but it's just what we call with the gradient. The low-pressure center moving off to the east, the northwest winds coming in behind it. Temperature-wise, it's not that bad yet. Some of the cooler air will be coming into Philadelphia, where right now the temperature is 61 degrees. It's 60 degrees here in Washington, D.C. A cool 39 here for you folks in Boston, so the kids need to bundle up this morning. And there could be a few sprinkles here around Boston later on today, but we are seeing some snow out of this. And some areas, well, we have winter storm warnings up. We could see several 4 to 8 inches maybe here in some of the mountains of Maine, Vermont, and New Hampshire today, as you can see, especially here into Maine. Be careful traveling out there on 95 as you head up towards Bangor, because we could see a little mix of maybe a little bit of rain and snow out there. So later on today, we could see a little more rain here in Boston and Hartford and Dover. Nothing major. It's not going to be a drought buster by any means, but it may be something where you need to pack your umbrella. New York City, the rain escapes you today. Temperatures into the 50s. And over the next couple of days, what's the trend for you folks? Well, we're going to see those temperatures getting back to the upper 60s, just above your average here by Wednesday, and then more rains in your forecast on Thursday. That takes care of the Northeast. We also had severe weather, and we could still see more severe weather in the South. Nick?
That's right, Kim. A lot of people did not sleep all that well last night due to the thunderstorms rumbling through the area overnight here in the Southeast. And we very well could see some more as we get through the day, all the way from Arkansas and Louisiana into Georgia and into the northern sections of Florida. Your temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler behind the front, but ahead of the front to the south, a very warm and muggy day. We're continuing to see thunderstorms along the front and just ahead of it. And with dew points, a measurement of the moisture in the air, into the 70s and 60s, there is still a lot of moisture to work with here. So not only humidity, it's going to be very high. We also have moisture for these thunderstorms. Thunderstorms rumbled through the Atlanta area last night, dumping golf ball-size hail and gusty winds around the metro region. We're continuing to see thunderstorms just south of Macon, over toward Columbus, Georgia, and even a few thunderstorms back toward the western sections of Alabama. Look out along Interstate 20 as you make your drive this morning. Rainfall could be heavy at times out of this, and areas that really need the rainfall are getting it. That's the good news, the good side to all of this. Atlanta, you are still more than 16 inches behind for your 2001 and 2002 deficits. Charlotte, more than 20 inches behind. Greensboro, North Carolina, well behind as well. Almost, well, over 17 inches for the 2-year deficit. Temperatures are already warm. We're seeing 75 degrees right now in Houston, 73 in New Orleans. It is definitely going to be a muggy day here with temperatures near record highs. 91 expected around Houston. New Orleans could hit 89 degrees today. Well, that's the Southeast. Let's head northward now into the Midwest with Kim.
And after a stormy yesterday in parts of the Tennessee and Ohio Valley, Nick, I think today will be a lot better. We'll have temperatures in the 60s here in Louisville. Chicago a little bit cool, though, 58 degrees. Minneapolis warming up to 61 after the second snowiest April on record. We had more snow in April than we did all winter. Incredible. Now, we won't see rain today. We'll just see a few showers out there. Already a little bit warmer in Minneapolis than yesterday at this time, but right behind the front, you'll notice the change here in Columbus and Indianapolis. A bit nippy out there this morning. Temperatures in the 40s, sitting at 38 here in Detroit. Now, radar showing a few snow showers moving through Duluth. We'll pick up maybe an inch or two, even around the UP of Michigan. Folks in Marquette might see a little snow, changing over to rain later on today. So a few showers expected in Minneapolis, temperature 61. Nick?
Earth Day is just one time a year, but some universities across the country embrace a year-round Earth-friendly philosophy. USA Today's Carrie Adams gives us a look at one university's efforts.
Students at Clemson University in South Carolina are developing landscapes that are both environmentally sound and attractive. Faculty members guide students through both the planning and the planting. In turn, Clemson students share that knowledge with local public school children. It's a win-win situation.
Or when you've got goldfinches that are flying in to eat sunflower seeds off of your flowers, you've got an incredibly beautiful element of a landscape.
Another university actively trying to help the environment is the University of Colorado at Boulder. That's where a campus-wide bus program is helping to drastically cut pollution levels. For USA Today, I'm Carrie Adams.
For more on Earth-friendly programs, grab Monday's USA Today. Plus, check the weather page for domestic and international forecasts from the Weather Channel.
And coming up next, we'll have a look at your local forecast. It's local on the 8th.
Stay with us here on First Outlook.
You're watching First Outlook on the Weather Channel.
First Outlook is sponsored by Acura. Experience the performance today at your local Acura dealer. And Holiday Inn Express, the smart choice for travelers who want to stay smart.
Somewhere in the Acura TL Type S.
Hey, Dan, how about that conference call tomorrow? It just doesn't feel right to me. Whatever happened to FaceTime? Somebody should go to Cleveland. I'll go.
This wouldn't have anything to do with Holiday Inn Express. Double points?
No. What? That's double... wow. Okay, I don't even know where that came from. When I get back from Cleveland, we'll talk.
Around the block, just up your street, we're the neighbors you should meet. There are lives we live and dreams we share. We drive your streets and we're always there. We live where you live. We're a good friend who really cares. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Now, from First Outlook, here's your local forecast. Always on the 8s of the hour.
Welcome back to First Outlook. It's about 11 minutes after the hour. Let's take you traveling here. And if you're traveling into Boston, pack an umbrella. We're expecting a few showers to come in today. Right now, you're okay out there on 495. But later today, we're expecting those showers to come back in. Maybe a little breezy out there, too. Again, temperatures into the 40s. New York City, well, the rain is over with here. We'll just have a few clouds out there today with temperatures into the 50s. Maybe up in White Plains, if you're coming in from work, you may be dealing with a little bit of rain later on today. But heading into Manhattan, you shouldn't be dealing with that rain at all. But it may be a little wet up there later on this morning. Philadelphia, temperatures in the 50s today. You escape the rain. We'll see a few clouds out there as well. You'll probably still need the sunglasses if you're traveling, though. Probably always a good idea to wear sunglasses. Here in Columbia, 58 degrees, mostly cloudy skies expected here after a very stormy yesterday, especially here in southern Maryland, where we had several tornadoes reported and 2 fatalities. Now, good news that severe weather is over with today, but watch out if you're traveling this morning because of downed trees or power lines. In Chicago, expect a few clouds in the morning. They're becoming sunny this afternoon with temperatures in the 50s, even around 63 in Aurora. So it should be pretty nice here for you folks. In Seattle in the 60s, no rain here. Leave those umbrellas at home today. Now, if you're traveling here into Atlanta, we're going to see those temperatures into the 70s today, upper 70s. The thunderstorms that rolled through last night are on their way out. In Orlando, 90 degrees today. It's going to be a hot one. Sunscreen, make sure you are wearing it there. We'll have lots of sunshine there. Houston, temperatures in the actually up around 90, close to a record today. It's going to be very humid as well, so maybe put on a little bit more hairspray today if your hair doesn't like that humidity. San Francisco, showers already, a few of them coming in here close to the bay, as you can see. So traveling here to downtown, expect that rain out there this morning. That's it for travel close-ups. Now let's take a look at the airport conditions. Nick?
That's right, Kim. A lot of folks headed out to the airport this morning, and if you are one of them, let's check some of those hubs and what you might anticipate as you get through the day. You could see a moderate impact here around Boston. Some morning rain, some showers throughout the afternoon. Not too much of a problem, though. New York City, just some breezy conditions, clouds. Showers around Minneapolis and around San Francisco, but that should not give you a high impact at all. We will continue to see some wintry weather, though, into the northeast. Winter weather advisory is in effect for portions of Maine. 1 or 2 more inches of snow could fall, and that could add up to totals of about, say, half of a foot. And, of course, we're continuing to see the stormy weather toward the south. The good news is these watches on the map have expired. We're continuing to see a little bit of wintry weather up toward the north, but a lot of leftover snow into Wisconsin, the upper peninsula of Michigan, northern sections of Minnesota, and that could make for tough traveling as we get through the day. We're continuing to see the possibility, as I mentioned, of more snow all the way from upstate New York, across the mountains of Vermont and New Hampshire, and into Maine. A few showers, as we mentioned, around the Boston area. So watch out along Interstate 95, particularly the northern sections. The thruway, you may see a few spotty showers here as we get through the morning hours. So just recognize that some of the roads could be a little bit on the slick side here. Same is true here around portions of the southeast where we have the thunderstorms rumble through the Atlanta area. Still some power lines down, some street lights may be out, and add to that a little bit of fog as skies clear, and you could see some tough traveling around the Atlanta metro area. I-10 could be a problem a little bit later on as thunderstorms move southward, so that could be more of a problem as we get into the afternoon hours. Now, around the Midwest, we still have a bit of precipitation in the form of snow up in the Arrowhead of Minnesota. A few showers have been rumbling through the Omaha area. Kansas City could see a little bit of wet weather as well. Most of this wet weather is going to be confined to the north, though. At least the wintry weather will continue to be. And it looks like some showers around Minneapolis. Omaha might see a thunderstorm. Now, if you're traveling through the west, again, Kim mentioned those showers coming into the San Francisco Bay Area. I-5 could be affected by this as we get through the day. Now, let's check and see what's happening international, or for tomorrow anyway. Kim?
All right, we'll get that international forecast coming here in just a second. Now, if you're traveling tomorrow, we're expecting the rain back into the Ohio Valley and into the Northeast, but we're not expecting any kind of a severe weather event like we saw yesterday. And then traveling in parts of the South, it might be a little stormy as well. But temperatures very hot here in Texas, 90s, even triple digits here in West Texas, and the 40s and 50s across the north. Now, let's get that international forecast. Nick?
Yeah, just trying to jump the gun a little bit, but if you are headed to Europe, you may want to head out now, and you're going to find yourself with some showers around London. Southward, though, you're going to see more sunshine. Madrid, Rome, Athens, I think you'll be in great shape, so enjoy your travels abroad.
Traveling into New York City today. Well, let's take a look at the forecast. Well, expect clouds today with temperatures into the 50s.
Local on the 8s, just ahead.
Now is the best time to join America Online.
AOL is very easy to use.
Anyone can do it.
You've got mail.
I love AOL email.
Click and send.
Everybody I know is on AOL.
I do feel good knowing that AOL has parental controls.
And if you want high-speed service, America Online has it for you. AOL makes broadband easy.
Being on the phone and AOL all at the same time.
With the broadband, everything is so much faster.
It's the best thing we ever did.
Welcome. AOL keeps getting better and better.
America Online, so easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE. of the Bahamas. Save up to $150 on your Bahamas getaway and ask about our small treasures properties called Destination Bahamas at 800 Bahamas.
The islands of the Bahamas. It just keeps getting better.
Every day, Texas wakes up to billions of allergens. Introducing Clarinex. Clarinex provides receptor protection to help block histamine. Get 24-hour non-drowsy relief for any allergy, anywhere, anytime. Side effects are similar to sugar pill, including sore throat, dry mouth, and fatigue. Wherever you are, whatever your allergy, talk to your doctor about new Clarinex.
Hey, listen, this is old Willard Scott, sometimes weatherman, mostly introducing people who are 100 years old, but you're not 100, you're 20. Happy birthday, Weather Channel. You're beautiful.
Join us for a 20th anniversary special from the Weather Channel, Sunday, May 12th at 8.
It's open house time at your local Miracle Ear Hearing Aid Center, and that means savings up to $1,000 on select digital hearing systems. Experience the clarity of digital hearing aids with this exceptional limited-time offer that speaks loud and clear. This offer can't last forever, so check your yellow pages or visit any of our 1,000 Miracle Ear locations nationwide, including many in Sears stores. But do it today. This sale ends May 20th.
Your pet's exact same heartworm and flea medications delivered to your door for less than you're paying now.
It costs less than buying from my veterinarian.
It only takes a phone call.
I saved a visit to my vet's office. I didn't have to leave home.
Pet Meds delivers my pet's medication right to my door.
It's cheaper and more convenient than buying from my vet.
I save time and money.
1-888-PET-MEDS. We deliver savings and convenience on HeartGuard, Advantage, Frontline, and all other pet medications. Call to order now or order online.
Now, from First Outlook, here's your local forecast. Always on the 8s of the hour.
Cleanup is underway in Lynchburg, Virginia. Heavy rain and strong winds bent power lines. Many remain without power. The storm damaged at least 50 buildings and injured 6 people. Now, at least 6 people have died as a result of tornadoes and strong storms that swept into the Missouri Valley and into the Northeast. Well, welcome back to First Outlook. It's now 20 minutes after the hour. I'm Kim Perez.
And I'm Nick Walker. Thanks for joining us this morning. You know, I guess the good side to all this is that a lot of folks got some rain that they really need. And coming up, Kim will have a look at the next 7 days, see if we're going to get any more of that needed rain.
That's true. First, though, let's take a look at the current conditions. And there's the storm that brought all the severe weather, that blue cold front heading through the southeast now. And that's where we could see more severe weather today. But for the northeast, no more severe weather. The mid-Atlantic, no problems for you today. Just a little bit windy out there. Well, let's get those details. Here's Nick.
And as we get into the northeast, we're going to find ourselves with more rain and more snow, too. But the severe weather, I think that's the thing of the past as it all moves offshore. The low carries this moisture off. We're going to find ourselves, well, with some snowy weather into Maine, where winter weather advisories are in effect. A couple more inches could fall, and that could bring totals for this whole storm system into the northeast up to about 6 inches in some places here in Maine. So we'll continue to keep an eye on areas from upstate New York across the Green and White Mountains into Maine for more wintry weather. We'll continue also to see a few showers here around the Boston region, but most of the action really is going to be up here toward the north. A lot of areas that saw rainfall overnight are beginning to see that turn over into snow. You're going to find that around Augusta, for instance. Bangor, you're seeing 33 degrees right now. Cool in Boston with 37. Warmer, though, at New York City with 51, and it's 60 at Philadelphia. We'll continue to see temperatures hold steady in that area, precipitation holding toward the north. Now, toward the south, here's the front that Kim was talking about moving southward, and it's along it where we are still seeing some stormy conditions, particularly south of Macon, Georgia, back toward Columbus with some thunderstorms still rumbling through your area. Atlanta still reeling from the thunderstorms that moved through your area last night. Golf ball size hail reported in northern Fulton County. We also had areas of very gusty winds, still some tree branches down in some areas. A few thunderstorms south of I-20 now in the western portion of Alabama, and we could see more spotty severe weather along this region and very warm temperatures south of the front. It's going to be fairly mild here in portions of the Midwest, milder as we see some of the snow that fell over the weekend begin to melt. Still seeing some of that snow, though, in the upper portion of Minnesota across into the upper peninsula of Michigan, and we'll see those temperatures up around 61 in Minneapolis today. What do we expect to see for the next 7 days, though? Let's check it out. Ken?
Well, we will see another front coming through, and with it another chance of rain for the northeast. The first one moving out, high pressure will move back in for a little bit in the northeast, and the showers back midweek or so. The weekend looking a little bit better, I think, here in the northeast. A little wintry mix here across the northern plains, but by the weekend, actually pretty quiet across the country. Let's show you what it looks like for Tuesday. And again, we're not going to be looking at as much severe weather on Tuesday as we'll have today and we had yesterday. We will watch another front come through, and that means more showers here in Detroit, Indianapolis, Kansas City, St. Louis, drying out here in Minneapolis, and possibly a little bit more rain here in parts of the south where we need it here in Birmingham and even here into Tallahassee. Now, by Wednesday, it gets a little bit rainier here, if that's a word. More rain here in Detroit, Chicago, Pittsburgh, even here in Philadelphia, New York City, and Boston. Again, we'll keep you dry at least through midweek. And then by Thursday, it comes in as our front kind of all pushes off to the east, and the cold front trailing here in the south will mean the chance for more thunderstorms for some of you. So if you're thinking about turning that sprinkler system on, well, you may not have to do that this week here in the southeast. And boy, we could sure add more onto our deficit. Boy, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Friday, we could see even more rain here. Now, this is several days away. We'll let you know if this is going to change at all. Thunderstorms possibly for the mid-Atlantic. And by the weekend, oh, it looks good. Just how we like it. We'll get the rain during the week when we're at work, and then by the weekend we can get out and play. Looks pretty good for the East Coast. Actually looking beautiful for the East Coast. Temperature-wise, we'll be nice and hot here in the south, even triple digits in the forecast here in Texas. 90s in Dallas. It's going to be a hot one. 60s and 70s back in the Ohio Valley. We finally get 60s back in the forecast here in New York City and Boston, getting back to average, maybe a little bit above average by Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, most of the country starting to warm up now. I mean, look at this weekend forecast. Beautiful.
Well, stay with us here on First Outlook. We'll take a look at your forecasts for your current conditions coming up.
We'll be right back.
First Outlook is sponsored by Acura. Experience the performance today at your local Acura dealer. And Holiday Inn Express, the smart choice for travelers who want to stay smart.
Tulips, calla lilies, daffodils, $78. Remembering it's the thought that counts. Priceless. There are some things money can't buy.
Mommy, look!
For Mother's Day, there's MasterCard.
So, Kenny, how'd you shave those seconds off your pit stops? You know, Elliot, once the boys got rid of those spare tires, we used a stack or two. The seconds just dropped, man. Check it out.
Nothing's faster than Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner.
To keep cool, elephants flap their ears and spray themselves with water. Fortunately, you don't have to resort to such primitive methods. Armstrong air conditioners are built tough to keep your house cool and comfortable inside, even if it feels like a jungle outside. Armstrong Air. Strength you can rely on.
Peanut?
Air conditioning needs service? Your Armstrong Air dealer can repair or replace any brand. Contact the dealer you see listed here or call 1-877-478-COOL.
Anybody here?
Hello?
Oh, Westside Cable. I'm here for the install. I'm at your front door, sir.
I'll tell you what, we'll meet you back there sometime between 12 and 5. Always wanted to say that.
The more powerful Acura RL.
Hey, Dan, how about that conference call tomorrow? It just doesn't feel right to me. Whatever happened to FaceTime? Somebody should go to Cleveland. I'll go.
This wouldn't have anything to do with Holiday Inn Express. Double points.
No, what? That's double, wow. Okay, I don't even know where that came from. When I get back from Cleveland, we'll talk.
Now, from First Outlook, here's your local forecast. Always on the 8s of the hour. From the Weather Channel, here's First Outlook.
Well, it's incredible to see southern Maryland site of deadly tornado damage. 2 people were killed, at least 42 people injured. Damage stretches over 10 miles, possibly the worst of the storm damage over the weekend across the eastern United States.
Though very close to Washington, D.C., the storm Sunday brought only needed rain to the nation's capital. We'll look at the benefits and the destruction of the storms, plus what you can expect in your hometown today. Good morning and welcome to First Outlook for Monday, April 29th. I'm Nick Walker.
And I'm Kim Perez. Thanks for joining us this morning. The time is now 5:30 in New York City and it's 4:30 in Chicago. Well, we had a very stormy yesterday in the Northeast. Today won't be as bad, folks. So we'll see a little bit of rain in parts of New England, but here into Pennsylvania and to Maryland, Virginia, that rain, that severe weather threat is over with because our cold front, well, ahead of it, we had that severe weather. That's now out into the Atlantic Ocean. So no more severe weather today. We will dry out, which is not totally a good thing in the Northeast. You know, we're in that big drought here. But we will see maybe a little bit of rain from, let's say, Hartford on northward. Not very much, but we'll see a little bit of it here around Boston. Now, we have some snow out there, a little bit of freezing rain, too. Freezing rain being reported out there in Augusta, and some snow here in the mountains where some of us may pick up an additional 3 to 5 inches out there. Well, rainfall. These storms Unfortunately, we had the severe weather, but fortunately, we did get some heavy rain out of some of these storms, like in Millville, New Jersey. You folks had almost, well, 3.58 inches, over 3.5 inches of rain. In Dover, 2.64 inches. D.C. over 1.5 inches. New York City over 1.5 inches. Washington, D.C. again here at Dulles and Reagan National over 1.5 inches. And Salisbury picked up 1.35 inches. So some beneficial rain came out of this terrible scenario. Now, we are going to see some very windy conditions here, possibly 20 to 30 miles per hour today with those northwesterly winds coming in behind our system. 60 degrees in Philadelphia currently. Now, the colder air hasn't made it in there yet. The front has just come through. New York City, 51 degrees. Now, no rain expected here in New York City, but we think that maybe midweek we'll pick up some rainfall. Washington, D.C., we've had over 11 inches. We're behind 11 inches, almost 12 inches behind. Here in Baltimore, 8.68 inches, and in Richmond, 13.98 inches behind. Well, where is the rain now? Well, it's heading up into Maine, and that's about it, but we think this will be back later on today. But if you're here in Portland, take an umbrella this morning. Traveling up 95, you'll hit maybe a little freezing rain, a little bit of snow and Bangor here later on this morning. But for the mountains, we'll pick up 1 to 3 inches. Boston, Hartford, Dover, maybe an additional 1/10 of an inch, maybe a little bit more than that this afternoon. So going out for lunch, you'll probably need some of that rain gear with you. But New York City, Philly will stay dry today. Now let's get an update on the southeast and where the severe weather threat is. Here's Nick.
Well, we do have a severe weather threat, Kim, and it's south or along the front, a cold front, and south of it as we get through the day, we could see that in southern portions of Georgia, Alabama, back toward Arkansas and Louisiana too, and maybe here in the panhandle of Florida as well. Note temperatures. They are going to be warm today. Even some 90s around Orlando and Houston, 95 degrees the expected high around San Antonio. Here is the cold front, and south of the front we do have this warm, muggy air. Dew points into the 60s and 70s. What this is a measurement of the moisture in the air here at the lower levels of the atmosphere, and that is available for thunderstorm development, which we are seeing south of the Atlanta area. Macon, you've seen some thunderstorms rumble through the area. Back toward Columbus, Georgia. Atlanta, you still have some power outages this morning. Still some tree branches down from thunderstorms that move through the region with very gusty winds, hail, and even a funnel cloud reported around Atlanta. We are seeing some thunderstorms south of I-20. These could move toward Montgomery as we get through the next couple of hours. Rainfall rates are going to be probably as much as an inch in some areas, an inch in an hour or so. And this is good news for some of these regions that really need the rain. Atlanta, for instance, picked up some needed rain. You're more than 16 inches behind for both the 2001 and 2002 deficit. Charlotte and Greensboro, North Carolina, way behind as well. So again, some needed rain, but you could see some stormy conditions through the afternoon hours and actually even through the morning hours. Please be careful during that morning drive. Now, let's see what you need to take care about in the Midwest. Kim?
And Nick, we're not going to see too much in the way of snow after a very snowy April here in Minneapolis, the second snowiest April on record. We're going to see rain. Temperature today about 61 degrees while we stay dry in Chicago at 58. Kansas City, 73 degrees today. That's pretty nice. We have a trough moving through the upper Midwest, and that may bring a little snow here into Duluth. Well, right now, mostly temperatures warmer than yesterday across parts of the plains, but in the Ohio Valley, since that cold front came through yesterday, we're a little bit chillier than yesterday at this time. 43 currently in Indianapolis, 37 here in Detroit. Where is that light rain? What's moving through Minnesota, and a little bit of snow coming into probably the UP of Michigan today. Well, we'll pick up maybe 1 to 3 inches. Our warm front will be coming through later on today. That should end the threat for snow and just be all rain here. Minneapolis, again, the chance of some rain. Pack an umbrella. Omaha, a thunderstorm possible with a high of 70. Nick?
Well, now it's time to update your daily weather, how weather affects the economy, let's put it that way. The prospect of a hot summer in some areas is already heating up the cost of electricity. Linda Bell has details in the Bloomberg Money Barometer.
Good morning. They say things are always bigger in Texas, but how about a bigger energy bill? Electricity prices in the state posted their biggest gain in about 2 months. The weather is expected to warm up, boosting demand for energy to power air conditioners. Wholesale power prices for Monday rose about 20% to just over $6. That's the biggest one-day increase since February. The Great Plains in the Northeast got some much-needed rain this past weekend, helping the depleted reservoirs in the Northeast and crop fields in the Plain states. Now, while states like New York and New Jersey still need more rain before water restrictions can be lifted, the fields in the Midwest got a benefit from the weather. In anticipation of the rainfall this weekend, wheat prices fell to their lowest level in about 7 months. There's some expectation that the rainfall will help alleviate the ill effects of the drought. Rain showers and thunderstorms fell in Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, 3 of the top wheat-growing states in the United States. For the Weather Channel, I'm Linda Bell with the Bloomberg Mighty Barometer.
Stay with us here on First Outlook.
Let's take a look at the forecast here in New York, or Philadelphia this time around, folks, and calling for clouds today with temperatures in the 50s. We'll be right back after Local on the 8s.
You're watching First Outlook on the Weather Channel.
This First Outlook was sponsored by the Principal Financial Group. We understand what you're working for.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Want happy employees? Help secure their financial futures. At the Principal Financial Group, that's what we do. The Principal is the 401k leader, financial solutions for you and growing businesses. The Principal Financial Group, we understand what you're working for.
You can either fight the wind, or you can make it your friend. Zero lift aerodynamics, 0.26 drag coefficient. The new G35 from Infinity.
Now, from First Outlook, here's your local forecast. Always on the 8s of the hour.
40 minutes after the hour, welcome back to First Outlook. Let's take you across the country. A few cities selected here. If you're traveling into Boston today, well, we have rain in the forecast for you folks, which is not a totally bad thing because we're in this drought. We need the rain, and we may pick up maybe 1/10 of an inch, close to up to a 1/2 inch or so. Take an umbrella. You don't need them this morning, but you'll need them later on today. Temperature should be in the 40s. You'll need a jacket as well. New York City, the kids might need a jacket this morning. Temperatures in the 50s today. It'll stay cloudy, too. Coming in from White Plains, later today. It might be a bit rainy for you heading towards Manhattan, though. You should see drier conditions. Philadelphia in the 50s today, upper 50s here around downtown. Wilmington about 56 degrees today, and we think the clouds will stick with you all day today. Washington, D.C., after some severe weather around the area yesterday, no problems coming up from the south or coming in from parts of Virginia. Be careful. There could be some trees and power lines down, so you want to use caution this morning. Give yourself a little extra time across this area. We'll have temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s today. It'll be dry, too. Here in Chicago, upper 50s, low 60s here. A few morning clouds breaking way to a lot of sunshine this afternoon. And in Seattle, no rain here today. We always like to say that in Seattle, with temperatures in the mid-60s. In Atlanta, after a stormy night, even east and west, south of town, we had severe weather reports, even a couple of funnel clouds around the area and some large hail. We will see drier weather today and no more severe weather expected. Orlando, just a hot one for you folks. No rain here, but make sure you wear a lot of sunscreen if you're heading out to the theme parks today. In Houston, how about 90 degrees with a dew point in the 70s? So that means it's going to be very humid today, and this is not going to be a good hair day, I think, for some folks. I know for me, my hair does not like humidity. San Francisco, it's going to be a bit humid out here. Actually, a little rain expected here today. Temperatures in the 50s. Actually, some rain out there right now, so pack an umbrella heading into San Francisco. Nick?
Well, a lot of folks making some long-distance travel today, and if you're headed down the interstates, we want to check out conditions that you might find. And it could be a variety of conditions here as we are traveling along 95 between New York City and Philadelphia. I think all you're really going to find is just some clouds left behind. A few showers from Buffalo to Boston on 90, and on I-10 from Mobile to Tallahassee, Florida. That's where you very well could see some thunderstorms. And watch out, you might even see some severe thunderstorms in some areas of the south, down into southern Georgia, southern Alabama, and northern Florida. The watches that we had earlier, they're out now, but we still could see some spotty severe weather here and there. A lot of folks still reeling around the Atlanta area from those thunderstorms that rumbled through last night, downing trees and some power lines and even some large hail being deposited. Toward the north, we're seeing the wintry weather, spotty showers in the Midwest, and some, as Kim mentioned, coming into the San Francisco area. We're seeing the wintry weather well to the north, but still a lot of wintry weather over the weekend. 20 inches of new snow over the weekend in portions of Wisconsin. The snow now here in the Northeast falling mainly from Maine back toward the Green and White Mountains into the Adirondacks. We'll see maybe a couple more inches to bring those storm totals for the weekend up to about half of a foot or so. 95 northward, you'll see the snow. Southward, it's going to be the rain, maybe a little bit of rain along the thruway too as we get through the morning. And through the afternoon, we could see some spotty showers too. Southward we go, and the front moving slowly southward, taking with it some of those thunderstorms. So between I-20 and I-10, that's where you're going to find them today. And again, areas in red delineating the areas where you might see some severe weather. You will see warm weather south of that front, though. High temperatures into the 80s and the 90s, near record highs in portions of Texas. New Orleans could set a record. Snow's still falling here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, back toward the Arrowhead of Minnesota. Just a few spotty showers southward, but a few thunderstorms could rumble into the Omaha area. Later on, we're seeing a few showers of rain in that region right now. San Francisco, here comes the rain for you. Looks like Sacramento's going to see some too. I-5 could be a rainy time all the way down into Southern California. Inland, though, plenty of sunshine, dry weather. Now, let's check and see what's happening for tomorrow's forecast, Kim.
And we're expecting that rain moving into the Ohio Valley tomorrow, Nick. So if you're here in Cleveland and Pittsburgh, even in Kansas City and St. Louis, you'll need an umbrella traveling in this region. In the southeast, still more thunderstorms expected, even here in Memphis as well as Little Rock, but nice and dry here along the most of the East Coast with temperatures in the 70s and 80s. Nick?
Well, the business of news and how to present it in the papers are reasons for journalists to gather in New Orleans. Members of the Newspaper Association of America are holding their convention in New Orleans. If you're checking out the city in between seminars, you'll find weather conditions sunny, but near record high temperatures in the upper 80s. Oh, it's a swelter.
We'll be right back.
When you travel on business, don't downsize. Amerisize at AmeriSuites. Need more room to spread out? Get more workspace and features like high-speed internet access, plus more space to unwind in a comfortable suite for the price of an ordinary hotel room. And when it comes to breakfast, Don't downsize. Amerisize. Get AmeriSuites free Bountiful Breakfast Buffet every morning. Next time, check into AmeriSuites. Don't downsize. Amerisize.
Call 1-800-833-1516 for an AmeriSuites location nearest you.
For over 60 years, Owens Corning has been advancing the science of insulation, roofing, sound control, even home theaters. And everything we've learned, we've put into one very special place, your home. Owens Corning. We know homes.
Dear Mother, I guess I'm not cut out for prison. Work detail is more than a presbyope can bear. And forget KP. If I could see the exit sign, I'd break out.
Here you are, dear.
Oh, tiramisu.
Enjoy it. Dear Ethel, Verilux patented lenses let you see near, far, and everything in between. Run, dear.
Come back and see us.
Contact your local eye care professional and get fitted for Verilux lenses.
Target your customers with direct mail, and you may actually hear your business growing. Music to your ears. Brought to you by the United States Postal Service.
From our humble beginnings through events of a lifetime, watch how a passion for weather brought us from pioneer to primetime in the cable industry. Join us for a 20th anniversary special from the Weather Channel, Sunday, May 12th at 8.
Golf Digest is going to cure your slice now and for free.
And that's a guarantee.
Introducing the breakthrough video, Cure Your Slice Now, and it's free with your paid subscription to Golf Digest magazine. In this video, top PGA instructor Chuck Cook shows you the 7 key phases of the swing and gives you his proven method for better control and longer, straighter drives. And here's our guarantee. If Golf Digest and Cure Your Slice Now doesn't cure your slice and improve your game, cancel and keep the video free.
Golf Digest is your source for golf.
Every month in Golf Digest, you get easy-to-follow tips and instruction from the best teachers and players in golf. Information on the top equipment, the best places to play, thought-provoking commentary. You also get this removable Pocket Tips booklet. Call now. Use your credit card and get your first risk-free issue, Pocket Tips booklet and video free. You get 11 more issues for only $19.77. If your game doesn't improve, cancel and keep the video, booklet, and magazine free.
So call 800-850-8100. That's 800-850-8100. Call now.
Now, from First Outlook, here's your local forecast. Always on the 8s of the hour.
Welcome back to First Outlook, and on this date, April 29th, 1963, an F4 tornado, 1,000 yards wide, touched down just south of Shannon, Mississippi. Now, 27 homes were demolished and 3 people died. Well, that was then. Nick has today's storm watch.
Well, things are going to be a lot calmer today than they were over the weekend. Take a look at these storm reports, and this is almost too much to take in, so I'm just going to back up and let you take a look at this. The wind in the blue, the hail in the white, the tornadoes in the red, and you can see tornadoes all the way from New York State into Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, South Carolina, Tennessee, and into northern Georgia. A lot of severe weather over the weekend, and this is just one of the areas hardest hit. Southern Maryland, where people are picking up the pieces after deadly and damaging tornadoes. 3 people died and dozens more were injured by these storms. One twister plowed through the center of La Plata, Maryland. It blew out windows and ripped off roofs. The tornado caused serious damage along a 10-mile path. Just one of about 37 tornadoes reported yesterday. Well, today, the severe weather is going to be southward. A cold front making its way southward, so look for a few strong storms all the way from Texas and Arkansas and Louisiana eastward into southern Georgia and into northern Florida. Here's the cold front, and right now we are seeing a few thunderstorms just along and ahead of the front in this very warm, moist air. The dew point's giving you an idea of just how moist this air is, into the 60s and even 70s. This is juicy air. We're talking about humid conditions today. San Antonio, Houston, New Orleans, with near record high temperatures, you are going to be sweltering. It's going to be tough going for many folks. Try not to stay outdoors for any length of time. The thunderstorms back here to the west of Montgomery seem to be dying down just a bit, but we still have some problems around Columbus, Georgia, and just southward as some thunderstorms are rumbling through there. No warnings that I can find on any of these, but we are seeing the possibility of more severe weather later on. Atlanta, you're still having some problems with some power outages, some trees, some tree limbs down on the roadways, and with reports of lots of hail yesterday and even a few funnel clouds in the region, it is definitely going to be a better day for you. Still the possibility of some rain out of these thunderstorms, though, equaling ½ an inch to an inch. Now, northward, here's where we're seeing the wintry weather, and the good news is the area of low pressure moving offshore, and so the storm menace here around Maryland, where you saw those pictures, that is not going to be a problem today. Northward, it's the snowfall from the Adirondacks up through the Green and White Mountains and on into Maine, where we still have some winter weather advisories. The good news, aside from all of the damaging reports that we had, is the rainfall. Rainfall that we really needed throughout this region, and we really could use a lot more, of course. But with New Jersey and Delaware getting upwards to 2 inches and more, even Washington, D.C. getting more than 1.5 inches of rain, that is good news. Look at that. Central Park, more than 1.5 inches in your rain gauge, rain that you can really use. Snowfall, still lingering. Yeah, some wintry conditions, maybe 1 or 2 more inches yet to fall, and rain toward the south. Here around the Midwest, it is going to be a little bit warmer than yesterday. You had 20 inches of snowfall around Wisconsin and Minneapolis-St. Paul. Get this, April, your snowiest month of the winter season. So you know you had a warm winter when April becomes your snowiest month. Well, that's the way things are shaping up here in Storm Watch. Let's get a look into the weekend now. Ken?
Oh, it looks very different here this weekend than the one we just had. It's not going to be a severe weather weekend. We're going to see some very nice weather here on Sunday. Temperatures probably a little bit above average for most of us. Nice and dry for outdoor activities anyway. Looks like rain will be coming in anytime soon after the weekend here in the Northeast. We'll have temperatures in the 70s on Saturday all the way up towards Minneapolis. Upper 60s expected for you. And the temperature is very pleasant in the south, 80s, and a few 90s out there.
Well, stay with us for the second hour of First Outlook. We'll update your current conditions.
We'll be right back.
This First Outlook was sponsored by the Principal Financial Group. We understand what you're working for.
Getting there and more time being there. The islands of the Bahamas. Save up to $150 on your Bahamas getaway and ask about our small treasures properties called Destination Bahamas at 800 Bahamas.
The islands of the Bahamas. It just keeps getting better.
Honey, I made my special salmon loaf for dinner.
You'll find any excuse to go Outback for our deep-fried coconut shrimp and our perfectly grilled shrimp.
Hey, guys. Fridge not working again?
It's weird. Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Visit our website for the Outback Steakhouse nearest you. No rules, just right.
Which new color will you vote for in the M&M's Global Color Vote? Purple, aqua, or pink? How will you decide?
Huh. Now, where did those...
Oh, yes! Yes!
Want happy employees? Help secure their financial futures. At the Principal Financial Group, that's what we do. The Principal is the 401k leader, financial solutions for you and growing businesses. The Principal Financial Group, we understand what you're working for.
My mom's growing a baby.
Did you know the score?
I met somebody.
How's the weather up there?
I think I just blew it. Finally, a place where all words are equal.